Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Dreams of Arkos here on Dork Tales. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelle. I use he and him, and folks, we're in the Fey Wild. Things are about to get a little wild up in here, and I'm very excited for it. I'm also very excited to be playing with this wonderful cast of characters that you see around us. Why don't we go introduce them right now, starting with Robin.
Hello, I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm second gen gamer in the chat. And today, boy,
Yeah, right.
Can tell that's very rote. This afternoon, I am playing Deianera, our Amazonian centaur ranger. I'm a little frazzled. It's only been 2 weeks, but it feels like it's been longer. Yeah, who also uses she, her, or whoa girl pronouns.
Whoa.
Yeah, looking forward to game. Things are wild.
It was wild. It's been a while. Also back to Amy.
Hello, that's me. Hi, my pronouns are she, her, or they, them, and I am playing Gwylan Halenan, our multi-classed Odyssean rogue demigod sorcerer.
Fantastic. Beneath you, there's a Benoy.
Oh my gosh, I'm a bunny, except that I'm currently a cow. Hello, I'm Millie, pronouns trainer, or they and them. I'm playing Tyria, our resident minotaur, who sometimes has a cow man, I suppose. I even got to bite people last game. It was great. It was great. I'm a Gemini, and I'm going to repeat this every game that I'm in now, just to spite Kelle.
Well, at least, yeah, fair. I deserve it because I'm an Aquarius. All right, over to Kelle.
Hello, it's Kelle from up the road. I use she, her pronouns, and I am playing Mystredo, the Medusa, the Gorgon, and I have some news. One of the snakes, Lenny has been very hard at work these last few weeks, and he's become a master cheesemaker. He makes gorgonzola.
Good night, Kelle.
No!
That's Mike's joke.
How dare you?
I know.
I give you permission to bonk him.
Well, I already groaned at him. I'm just like, oh. And then I said,
all right, so long as there's bonking and groaning happening up the road.
there was much groaning. Yes.
Good night, everybody.
It's gonna be exciting and fun. Bye. I'll never be back.
You'll be too busy groaning and bonking. Hey, Traz, how's it going?
Oh, hi, I am Traz. I use he, him pronouns. I'll be playing Forn, who uses he, they, our reborn dragon monk, who probably just going to die again after that horrible pun.
It's probably true. Death by pun. There's no resurrection from that. That's the one way you can truly die. God damn it. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in to this incredibly short episode of Dreams of Arkos, because I'm done. I'm done at that. But you know what I'm not done with? I'm not done with our sponsor for the episode, for the month, for the life, our companion. When we walk down the beach and only see one set of footsteps, that is when Bookwyrm Games carried us. That's right, Bookwyrm Games is a proprietor of dice. Not just one set of dice, but 170 plus sets of dice. If you want acrylic dice, they've got them. Resin dice, hell yeah. If you want liquid core dice, they have them. They even have ones made out of gemstones, out of candy, out of wood, out of metal. That's right. With those powers combined, you are Bookwyrm Games, your place to get all manner of dice as well as familiars. You can get tea, you can get jewelry, you can get a lot more, including gaming tables, very soon. Head to Bookwyrm Games and use code DorkTales to save 10% on your order. I guess we're the heart in that equation. So, you know, if we're doing the Captain Planet joke. But thank you to Bookwyrm Games for sponsoring us. 2 more quick announcements before we begin. 3 more quick announcements. I lied. The first is that next weekend, you're going to want to be right here, starting on Friday, and you're going to want to be here for Extra Life, where 14 games are being ran over that weekend to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. It is a wonderful cause with some wonderful games and some wonderful players. We have guest stars from all around the tabletop multiverse. In fact, out of this game alone, 4 out of 6 of us are running games, and you probably can't guess all of them, or maybe you can. Maybe you'll not know who's the odd man out, although I'll get Traz to run games eventually. There's going to be fantastic games. There are What's that? What'd you
Just
say?
call me out, why don't you?
I will call you out. But the other person who's
We'll
not
start
running a game will
easy.
surprise you. I also wanted to say that we are going to be going into Extra Life. It is our 5th Extra Life. And in fact, next weekend is the 5th anniversary of Dork Tales. We have been doing this for 5 years, since our Extra Life 5 years ago, whatever year that was. And I am super excited for it. Join us. We've got games like Brindlewood Bay. We've got Dungeons and Dragons. We have whatever Robin's running. Oh, yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. We have games of Alien. We have a game of Orpheus going. It is going to be a fantastic time, and many bad accents and many good causes. And hey, announcement number 2, if you are available on Thursday night, come back and watch us the night before Extra Life for a limited run miniseries of Onyx Path Publishing's new game, The World Below, which I'm running for an amazing cast of characters as we delve down deep. It's kind of like what if The Underdark was written by Onyx Path and filtered through like a World of Darkness lens. It's really cool, and I gotta admit the costuming is kind of blowing me away. And then the last announcement I have to make is that it's getting cold outside, folks, so be sure to warm up with a cup of Bones Coffee. Bones Coffee is another sponsor of the channel, sort of. We're like an affiliate, so when you buy stuff, we get money. They're actually good coffee, though. I wouldn't send you to somewhere that wasn't good, and if you DM me in Discord or at me on our Discord, which you should join for free, I will tell you what flavors I like and what flavors I don't like. I love the cheesecake. I don't like the pistachio one. There you go. That one's free. They're all free. But yeah, go there, use code DorkTales to save 20% off of your purchase. That's a lot of percent. That's a big percent. Get the key lime pie one, because they renamed it. It's now a Loki key lime pie. So if you want some Tom Hiddleston flavored coffee, I guess he is slightly citrusy. Which, do you think it's because he's a limey? He's British? No? Okay.
I think more just the fact that it's green and key lime's green.
Yeah, I know. I was stretching there. Oh, also, everybody stretch. And any questions, comments, or concerns before we begin? I'm going to take a drink of water, and then we'll start. Also, everybody has updated their hit points, because you leveled at the end of last episode.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then let's...
I'm assuming we're going in just picking up right where we are.
Picking up right where we left off.
We gain the hit points for the level, but not from resting.
You're going to get some long resting time very, very soon, though.
Wait, did we long rest? We long rested and then went...
I was going to say, we totally did in the fans voice grow.
Why didn't it save? I'm sorry.
And you should have temporary HP too.
I don't have that. What the fuck?
It's over.
It's over.
You've wrecked it.
Did we get hit at the end? Did we get hit at the end of the last game or something? I don't know.
No.
All right.
Last time on Dreams of Arkos, you managed to make it through the remainder of the maze-like labyrinth of Zenos. The Tomb of Zenos held a portal to the Fey Wild, which you were able to use to travel. Making it through the portal, you arrived in the Fey Wild, tumbling down through impossible landscapes, lying at the bottom on a canopy of leaves and just general ephemera. As you picked yourselves up, shook yourselves off, and appraised the situation, you saw around you that there were bubbling brooks floating through the air nearby, with salmon and other multicolored, scintillatingly scaled fish flying through the air. There were tremendous air balloon-shaped creatures, like whales that had been blown into balloon shapes, floating above you, letting out occasional fiery belches to keep themselves aloft. There were small rings of mushrooms surrounding you. Gemstone rocks, boulders the size of each of you, jutting out around the landscape, made of amethyst quartz and other precious materials. The air smelled sweet, of maple syrup, of honeysuckle, of rosewater. And as you brushed yourselves off, you heard a crunching around you as a pair of hoofs came into plain view. A satyr leans into the clearing. About 4 feet tall, with a handsome face, a long brown goatee and brown hair slicked back over his horns, a youthful glow to his cheeks. Wearing not terribly much, a simple belted robe like a kilt more than anything that covered up his shame, a set of panpipes dangling off a leather thong around his chest. He leans down toward you. Hello there. Are you all right? You seem to have fallen.
Fine, I think.
Whew, excellent.
Speaking in Sylvan or Common?
Speaking to you in Sylvan.
Ah, nice, nice.
Nice.
Who here does not speak Sylvan?
Forn doesn't.
It sounds like music coming out of his mouth. Does Gwylan not speak Sylvan?
I have Common and Elven written down.
Okay. Taking a look around, he appraises the situation, looks at a few of you, tilt your heads, and switches to Common. Terribly sorry. I should have assumed Common. Excellent. Oh, good. I'm so happy to see you. Was your trip
You
good?
were expecting us?
Oh, not I, but King Oberon was expecting you, and of course Queen Titania. They're waiting for you.
Wait. They're expecting us?
Oh, yes, of course. You're the first visitors we've had to the Grand Glen in some time.
Always nice to be expectant.
Of course. I hope you're ready for a party. Excuse me, pardon my intrusion, Tyria. Tyria, right? You're Tyria? He reaches behind him and pulls out of a little leather satchel a scroll, unrolls it. It goes, Tyria, Minotaur? Check. Mystredo?
Check.
Gorgon? Check. Gwylan? Human? Which one of you is Gwylan? Ah, yes. Oh, that makes
Oh,
sense.
that would be me.
Which means the other one is Forn, and you would be Deianera. Deianera.
Yes.
Sorry, a bit of smudge there. I'm Petros, a satyr of King Oberon's court. I am your guide to...
It's very nice to meet you. Is he tall or is he short in comparison to a
He's
Minotaur?
about 4 feet tall.
All right, then Tyria would like to give him a little friendly pat on the head instead of a handshake.
As you do, you're going to hear as his foot starts hitting the ground in succession, thumping it.
My apologies.
Oh, why? It was quite pleasant.
She'll do it again.
Oh, yes.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
So, we have a little bit of a ways to walk. You came at this old portal. Hasn't been used in quite some time. At least 40 seasons.
20 years?
About 40. Real quick.
Do you know?
I'm going to quickly just amend something. Last episode, the treant was unreliable, we'll say, because I realized that I had written down the wrong number. It was 10 years, not 20. So,
Okay.
so we will say, hasn't been used in about 40 seasons.
Do you know by who?
I do not. But I do have logs of when things come and go. And there are many other ways into the Fey Wild, but this is one of them. Do any of you need a refreshment before the walk? I have wine. And berries.
I think I'm fine. We are very well rested and recovered from...
Yes. Thank you. Lead on. I think we're good for. We just woke up, so we're fresh and ready.
Excellent. Good, because it's going to be quite a party. You should definitely be well rested for this. Any of you have any questions or concerns? I am more than happy to answer them. Just ask good old Patros. Patros is here for you.
Can I make an insight check on him?
Yes. Yes, you may.
I don't trust him.
But he's adorable. He's like a puppy dog that's also a goat.
I have one of those. I have a dog that acts like a goat.
Oh, I rolled my new candy corn dice, and I rolled a 1.
Because candy corn will never betray me, because I am the Halloween king.
So that's a total of 8 for insight.
Cool, I rolled a nat
And
20.
also insight. Okay.
You may
Alright.
also
And I
insight.
also jump in.
You have a 1 in 20 chance of tying me. Let's go.
16 does not beat your 20, but
Is
I
that
have
with all
added-
mods?
Yeah, I add a +5 to my 11.
Okay. So
Yeah,
he
no,
seems
that's a-
very
that's a-
trustworthy. He seems very trustworthy overall. It seems very pleasant to be here. I'd say Gwylan, you can see that a little bit of this is customer service voice probably, but he's doing it real well, and it's hard to tell. Like, he's definitely a professional servant.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. There's nothing suspicious about that. That's just what they do.
Yeah, exactly, right? Excellent. So, we do have a bit of time, a bit of a walk, I should say. You all are feeling rested up. So, I would just ask that we... please do not touch any of the flora or fauna along the way without permission. Some of them do not like to be touched. Some of them like to be touched a bit too much.
Noted.
Especially the horny thistletoggle.
The horn tuggling thistle what?
If you see any small plants shaped like mushrooms, just assume that they are by a very
Don't touch the mushrooms. Noted.
Don't touch the mushrooms shaped like not mushrooms.
So avoid anything suspiciously phallic. Got
Well,
it.
perhaps not. I mean,
Or
yes.
unsuspiciously phallic.
probably for the best. Yes.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. I did have a question for
Right.
you, actually.
Yes.
So this portal came in through a tomb of Zenos.
Yes.
He seemed like a rather important fellow, but why exactly keep a gate to the here in his tomb?
Oh. What an excellent question. You have such an inquisitive mind. Are you a scholar?
No, I'm just curious.
Oh, come now. You must have 1,000 questions. You must have a-
Flattery is a very good distraction, Satyr. How about you answer the question?
The flattery. I'm just merely commenting on the young visitors. There's no reason to be hostile, my friend. We are both Fey, are we not? Or at least Fey-blooded.
It's true, which is why I know Fae are very particularly tricky.
Cousin. You need not trust me, but we do need to be going, and a little bit of silence would go a long way. Be sure to ask me that question again before we get there. I would hate for us to be late. Well, that wasn't a particularly good deception roll. That was a 3.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking I needed insight that one. That was a very obvious.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a very obvious insight there.
I
but
tried.
I will happily roll that and give you an 11 total.
That's only 4 times my number. So
I'll give you a 14 for that insight.
all right. So leaning into this, he is going to start sweating a little bit around his brow. You can see little beads of it forming near his horns, and you can see that he I shouldn't. It's a private matter of the court.
I mean, if it's classified, you can say it's classified.
Oh! I suppose it's not strictly classified, though, and I would hate to lie to you. I've been told not to lie to any guests that come through, perhaps to mislead and to befuddle them, but not to lie to them.
If you just don't want to talk about it, you can also just say you don't want to talk about it, or that you shouldn't.
Yes, I suppose it would be best for you to have foreknowledge. The portal was built there for easy access, for a member of the court to visit the tomb, to pay respects. I would certainly suggest not bringing up the nature of your traversal here in front of King Oberon.
So don't mention that we came in via tomb portal?
I mean, he probably already knows, but maybe not bring it up. He isn't, but it's a sensitive subject. You know, loss and death and all. Not something we generally see here in the Fey Wild.
I don't particularly know how old Fey can be, but I
Quite.
can respect if it's a personal matter of loss. Because, I mean, that tomb's been there for generations, long before my time, so
Yes,
it doesn't mean anything to me, but if it is still recent loss for them, because they're still alive to remember, I can respect that. I get it, that's fine.
The Fey Lords and Ladies have long memories. Something that you should be very aware of when we head in there. You can make some very, very close friends.
And I'm sure that reverse is also true.
Perhaps.
Can I make it just a general int check on what I remember about particularly King Oberon or Queen Tatiana?
You absolutely may. So you can do so with advantage because of your favorite enemy.
Yeah.
So
Good
you
killer
could
roll.
actually, I'll let you use history if you have it.
I mean, I don't, so it's just a basic
Anybody
int
who else
check.
thinks they may have studied this can make me a history roll, probably with disadvantage. Would you
No, I
get on
think
it?
Tyria
Dan?
would probably fully avoid learning any of this stuff out of respect. not her
I
place.
got an 18.
An 18. So who were you most focused on first? Who do you want to know about Oberon?
Yeah, Oberon. Since we're going to his party.
Okay. The master of earth and fire. Oberon is the king of summer. He's a fey creature, an ancient being who is wreathed in summer wind and crisp vines and flame. He is the fey that guards the summer season as it eases into fall. He is generally considered to be good if capricious, and is very much a very dramatic man, very boisterous, legendarily handsome, of course, as all of them are, and is known to be the king of animals, the king of beasts. So, and is often away from his throne, in the form of animals traversing the Fey Wild. With an 18, you would also know that he is a sometimes, consort implies the wrong thing, but is an attendant at times of the goddess Soth.
Okay.
Secondly, Queen Titania is the Queen of Spring. She is a radiant woman at the apex of her beauty perpetually, known as the Queen of Fairies. She is a gorgeous woman with long platinum blonde hair, fairy wings, like butterfly wings, that look like crystals, and is the wife of Oberon, but there are rumors of her capricious nature causing her to take dalliances and to go on extended vacations when he is on the throne. She is good as well. They're both, if I had to align them, they are on the good side of chaotic neutral. But a lot of books would say that they are chaotic good. I would say that no Fey is actually technically good, and I don't think alignment works for Fey beyond chaos. So that's what you would know of them. They are the rulers of the Sealy Court.
Mm-hmm.
Because on Ylos, we've got both, baby.
So when did they know we were coming?
Before they sent me off.
What is this party for? What should we prep for?
You are special guests. You are traveling through. You should prepare for nothing except for excitement and merriment. It is a celebration in honor of your arrival. We've been expecting you for quite some time, apparently.
Well, I'm excited. Who are the other guests? How many people are going to be there? Should I dress up?
If you'd like, I could take you to a tailor on the way there. There are merriments that have been brought through the various realms to entertain you. There is, at the very least, of course, the King and Queen, as well as Sir Cedric Starsong will be there. Moonstrider, Killian and Kylie, the leprechauns. We wouldn't have a party without Puck, of course. Great Elder Eldrina will be there. Crystalia, and many, many more. The Pixie String Quartet.
Sounds adorable.
It will be an excellent time. I'm very much looking forward to having you there. Plus, of course, this there is a tent going to be set aside as well for anyone who would like to indulge in some of my people's particular pleasantries.
Chess?
There is a human chessboard, yes, but that's outside of the tent. Or a human chessboard.
Oh.
A living chessboard, I should say.
Well, I guess we may as well
That all
Yeah.
sounds quite
look
fun.
awkwardly at the rest of us.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's go to the party.
Good. Excellent. Let's
Also-
head.
But yeah, no offense. And Deianera turns and addresses the rest of everyone. I don't know if you have much experience with Fey, but be careful when you make a deal.
Oh, I'm always careful when I make a deal.
Yes, but Fey are particularly fans of deals, and
Good to know.
Oh, speaking of deals, depending on what you bring there, I have heard that there is going to be a small market. They accept all coins and all manner of trades.
wonderful.
We must get going. The clouds are shifting. The stars will be arriving before terribly long, and I would like us to get at least a few miles ahead of us in the next minute.
Of course, after you.
With that, he prances off through the underbrush, leaving you the chance to follow him.
Yeah, well, Gwylan
Yeah.
will follow.
Okay?
Yep.
Do we
As-
also prance? Should we? I don't know.
I believe the
Gwylan's
prancing is
not prancing,
optional.
she's just following.
Okay.
But if you wish to prance, I would prance with you.
I
You
don't
can
know
prance the magic prance.
I don't know that one. I'll just walk for now. I'll figure it out. I'm sure.
Keep me posted if that changes. Pat, pat.
As you make your way through the woods, the undergrowth pushes away from you. It seems to just move in and out like clouds being caught on a breeze. There's a haze in the air, a little bit of sparkle wherever you look. And as you're walking through these glades and along these trails that are perfectly suited for Deianera's hooves, I might say, trod down by hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hoof falls over the millennia, the aeons, the impossible time of the Fey Wild. Can I get a survival roll off of everyone?
Oh, you can there, bud. We're in the forest. All right.
I think I need to retire all of my dice at this point because I just rolled a nat 1.
Oh no.
Wow. My dice also need to retire. I rolled a 7 and a 4. Hold on, what's my survival? So 7.
Even with my bonuses, it's only a 3.
Somehow I got a
14.
21 by rolling a 19.
You got a 21?
Got a 12.
All right, so 21. As you're making your way through here, Tyria, looking up, you are going to see that the sun above you, it's not really like an orb, more just like a bright spot in the sky, starts looping in the center. Not moving from side to side as you would expect, but as you walk for the first half hour, it starts swirling above you, as if it's not sure if it wants to set or rise. And as you are continuing
What a strange mechanism. Looking up at the sky.
As you are making your way through and looking at that, you are going to also see... you are going to see ahead of you a large tree just off to the side of the trail. This tree is immense. It has low-hanging fruit of all colors, large apple-shaped spheres of purple and blue and yellow and red that are just almost bursting with sweetness. You can see juice dribbling down them, and on one of them you can see a large caterpillar just lazily munching on it. It looks down at you as you pass, and that is when you notice that it has a large bowler hat atop its head. It reaches up with one of its tiny little appendages and tips it and goes, "Charmed, I'm sure."
Tyria will do a little curtsy.
Care for some fruit? It's quite delicious.
Go look at Deianera.
What I
Quizzitive
know
cow face.
of these fruits,
You can make me a survival roll.
I will try. Oh, there we go. That's some nicer things. 25.
25. They appear to be intoxicants.
Mm-hmm.
This, looking at this, they appear to be safe, non-poisonous. Well, poisonous in a fun way, we'll say.
If you eat too many.
Each one of those is basically like eating, I'll say, probably 2 giant mugs of eggnog. So each one's probably about 4 shots of rum.
There's 4 shots of rum and eggnog? Jesus.
In one mug, there's probably about 2 to 3 shots, depending on who
Yeah.
makes it. Depends if your uncle makes it, then yes. It's always the uncle that pours too hard.
If it's my dad who makes it.
That's fair. Your dad is someone's uncle, probably.
Oh, yes, he is.
All right.
Looks fine unless you want... I mean... It will get you drunk, so it depends if you want to... be that right now, but I don't think it will actually do any other side effects other than get you wasted.
You know what? Don't mind if I do. Gwylan's gonna go over and try this out.
Okay, you can grab a lush apple.
Okay, we'll start trying it.
Okay, yeah, it honestly it tastes like biting into apple brandy.
All right, she'll just munch that as she goes. She won't.
Okay.
She'll kind of pace herself.
Sure. You pace yourself, then you won't have to make a con save or anything, so you're good.
I think Tyria might pick a couple to go.
Sure. You can absolutely easily, without climbing up, pick 3 of them.
Put the middle pack alongside that red thread. It's going to be the most disastrous little satchel bag in the history of Minotaurs very soon, I think.
Ooh,
Sounds-
Tyria, would you mind to pick a small one for me? Please.
Absolutely. Actually, you
thank
know
you.
what? Scoop.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. And Mystredo will pick a smallish one. I'm sure they're all quite largely tempting.
They're very
Smaller
tempting.
size. Yes, I know. But I also have, like 8 other friends who I don't know what they're like drunk.
That's fair.
Oh no.
Forn, what are you doing?
Right?
He might grab a fruit out of curiosity. Because I don't think he's gotten drunk since he's gotten his body back.
Fair. So, reaching up, you're going to be able to. You'll have to do like a cool ninja jump to be able to reach some of the ones that haven't been plucked already. But as you grab it, you're going to pop down and be able to grab yourself. You'll be able to grab 2 of them.
Nice.
So go ahead, and those are lush apples. They basically taste like very sweet alcohol when you bite into them. They could easily be mixed into a pie or something like that if you wanted to drug someone or get them intoxicated without them knowing. Not that you would, but I'm just saying, before anybody asks, the flavor is pretty subtle compared to actual shots of alcohol.
Or if you just want to have like a girl drink.
If you just want to have a girl drink, they're best for girl drinks.
Your cocktails. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you have a girl drink instead of drinking barley juice?
Yeah, it's like having an appletini. Which isn't girly at all.
Right?
Mm.
So picking those fruit, the caterpillar is going to look at you and say, "Leave some for the rest of us." And keep munching through the apple, which he's making admirable effort on. What do you all do? Do you just continue?
Deianera just looks, shakes her head, and is like, "This
Gonna
is
look at
very
Deianera.
foolish."
Oh, I got you one for later. If you want one.
I think we need our heads about this.
But hopefully we'll be able to celebrate the return to a waking world outside of here, right?
Yes, I'll have that when we're done and we've saved the world.
Well, I don't think it'll last very long, so we'd better hurry up.
Exactly.
Are we coming? Come on, pip pip.
Sorry, little bean. We wanted to get smashed later.
Oh, there'll be plenty of alcohol and other libations at the party. You can get as much, in the colloquial terms, you can get as smashed as you'd like. If you'd like to smash, there are many ways to do it there.
It's quite generous.
Of course. I'm a satyr. If I didn't offer a good smashing, then I wouldn't be doing my people proud.
Well, I wouldn't know. I've never met another satyr.
Are you a satyr? Oh, another satyr is in besides me. Really?
I don't think so. Maybe I have. I'm suddenly questioning the last several years of my life.
Oh, just up ahead. There's a shortcut through the woods. If you don't mind. It should only take us a few moments. He leads you through the underbrush. On a sharp slope. It's enough that as you're walking, you're going to have to take probably anybody with a constitution below probably 13 is going to need to take a break midway through or make a roll. So if you don't have a constitution of 13 or higher, make me a con save to see if you can make it up this steep embankment.
No, that's an unnatural one.
This is a save or a check?
Oh.
'Cause if
This
it's
is gonna be a
that's
save.
7.
7? Okay,
10?
so 10. That's not a 13. So So you are making your way up this steep slope. I'm talking like it is one where you're having to go from side to side to keep making it up there. Somehow Deianera is handling it just fine, even though it's more of a switchback, right? Stepping on these roots. Occasionally, you'll see one of these roots that you step on is going to reach up and help you, lifting your foot for you. Mystredo and Gwylan, you're both going to pick up a point of exhaustion from this climb. And Forn, you're going to pick up 2 points of exhaustion as you are making your way up. You are going to find yourself actually panting for the first time. Your lungs burn with unused, just that unused sense. Like they're not, like they're almost gone leathery and are not used to stretching that much to power you. For indeed, they're probably not. You quite all right?
Yeah, fine.
You'll be able to.
I'm
You'll be
not
able to.
Need a break.
used to elevated climbing.
No.
We're almost
Does
there.
anyone want to take a ride on my back?
Rough.
You
Could
know
offer
what?
the same
I will
thing, but I'm
happily-
probably not quite as
happily
comfortable.
that.
Oh, wait. Actually,
I think
Hey,
Gwylan hops
Kelle?
up on
Yes.
Deianera's back.
once a day I can turn into a large bull.
Oh, you're gonna try to control it. Beautiful.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it.
I mean, I could change into a goat again, a mountain goat. I'm sure I've seen a mountain goat before. Goat.
You could.
Turn into a horse.
You could turn into a
Yeah,
horse.
you
They're low challenge
could.
rating.
Yeah. Okay.
Or into a what else is good?
Just
A
like-
goat. A goat would be better at
Uh,
climbing up mountains.
True. That's what I
Kelle
was
has it
thinking.
there.
Goat.
Okay.
So,
So-
like Laszlo. Goat.
Okay, so Tyria, you are going to like lean over and shapeshift into an impressive bull cow. Minnow.
Forn tries to move back, but is too tired to go on.
Is she still in control of her
No.
actions?
Yeah, you are.
It's gonna do a little dramatic bull wiggle, and
course,
then
you realize
look expectantly at Mystredo, who is now a goat, and then look kind of deflated.
Forn will reluctantly get on top of Tyria, but kind of nervous. And just kind of lay there, exhausted.
Cow noise.
Pets
I'm
Tyria.
pretty
and
confident
kinda
I can't
discloses
speak
his
as a
eyes.
cow, so
You cannot speak as a cow.
moo.
All right. Do you stride?
Sniff him.
Do you hop astride your friends?
Forn,
Already
why are you
there.
gonna- Yeah, I was gonna say Gwylan's on Deianera. Deianera will look and go Forn and be like,
I'm gonna go on top of
God.
Tyria.
ride
Okay.
that bull there.
Is thinking really hard the sentence. It's time to get a move on, but is fundamentally unable to communicate it. But
There's a
just
twitch
in
in
case,
Forn's
just
eyes.
in case.
All right. So you are going to hop on, and slowly but surely, Mystredo, you're going to be able to make your way up as a goat. You are not exhausted in that form because it's a different body. So you don't have to worry.
Question.
Yeah.
If I'm a Medusa and I change into a goat, does the goat have snakes?
Why do you make me make these decisions for you?
Because
I think
because I'm just that way.
At the very
I think
least, the
with
goat has
druids,
dreadlocks.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, I think mechanically, like druids, you lose everything. Like you don't keep your racial abilities when
Yeah.
you're in your wild shape. So I think the
Yeah.
sneak
Yeah,
go
like-
away.
Yeah, that's
Which
what
we're not going to
suspect.
get into the neurochemistry and neurobiology
No.
of these snakes
No,
right now. But yes, they will go
It's
away.
magic.
You'll be a goat
Yep.
with like some dreadlocks. We'll say though.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'll allow that.
Yeah.
All right. So, in your new bodies, you will not be exhausted, and those who are being carried will not have problems as well. And because of that, you'll be able to climb your way up. back and forth and back and forth. And at the top of it, you will see that you are on a beautiful precipice overlooking the most verdant living forest of impossible trees and impossible magical greenery and pinkery and bluery and all manner of plant growth and chaos that you have ever seen. And flowing out from this precipice, which is made of quartz stone and translucent basalt, that shouldn't even be a thing, there is a flowing stream that winds through the air in front of you. Think like Rainbow Road. And you can see that there are, in fact, rainbows glittering down to the ground along it, almost like off-ramps of a highway. And there, at the top of the precipice, is a large leaf. When I say a large leaf, I mean a leaf the size of a small limousine, with an immense pole next to it. After you. Please, step on. We'll take the shortcut.
Moo. Trot, 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 trot.
Yeah.
All right.
Clip clop. Clip clop.
All right. So, stepping onto it. Does anybody not hop onto the leaf?
I'm on Tyria,
Oh.
so
I'll hop on and give it a sniff. Is it edible? Oh,
Is it
I'm a
edible?
goat. It doesn't matter if it's edible or not.
It's edible. It's doubly edible for a
I'm
goat.
not going to eat it.
Okay.
I'm not going to eat it. It'd be rude. It might be like a cat
It'd
fuss
be-
or something. I don't know.
It's true. All right, and as soon as you all hop on, Patros will hop onto the back, pick up that pole, and give a mighty push. As you see, he pushes down, the rod is going to bend almost in half, so much so that you think it's going to snap, before it suddenly springs back into rigidity, and the leaf shoots off forward onto the rushing current of water through the air. You're moving at a solid clip, banking from side to side. Every time you do so, you will see that you reach the edge of the water, and then the leaf will mystically bounce back as he recorrects with the rod in the water. As you dangle over a precipice that is hundreds and hundreds of feet down. Wind whips through your hair, threatening to pull off Forn's mask, threatening to give Gwylan nothing more than a face full of red locks. Feeling pretty good on the
You know
animals.
that one cow shampoo commercial?
Yeah, that's what you look like. As you make your way through here, though, you're going to see that there are a number of creatures that are swimming through the river beneath you. In fact, you see a school of fish swim up along these rainbows into the flowing water. And does anybody have a passive perception of 18 or higher? Or a passive survival of, let's say 16?
I have a passive perception of.
Let's say 16 all around, actually, because you are obviously looking around.
Sure, I have a passive wisdom of 16 and then a passive survival of 17.
Beautiful. All right, so, Deianera, you are going to kind of glance around, and as you do, you're going to see that there are several schools of fish that are kind of merging together. Ones you'll recognize that look almost like salmon. They are glittering like platinum scales. Some of them are glittering like sapphire, that bright blue silver salmon color pulled up to extreme, almost a neon blue sapphire. And as they are flowing, you're going to see that they're merging with another group of fish that swim up from another rainbow. These stick out to you. Their scales are dull orange, like rusted metal. Their fronts are, so that like the center body is orange, the faces are yellow in kind of a bland, canvassy yellow way. And as they merge in with the other schools, kind of inundating, like businessmen walking through a crowd of students almost. right? You can see them, obviously, they stand out. And you'll notice that, much like that somewhat strange metaphor I just gave, the salmon slow down and start to lose their vigor. Quite a few of them begin to become sluggish. And one of them even leaps out the side of the waterfall. Well, the water flow. Tumbling, tumbling, tumbling hundreds of feet down to the world below. And these schools are coming up right behind you. What do you do?
What are they doing? Ask.
What are we doing?
Patros.
I'm sorry, I need to focus on not having us fall off.
Yeah, but these fish might try and knock us off. What are they doing, these salmon?
What? I don't, the silver-scaled salmon are good eating and quite knowledgeable. One of them may even be a salmon of wisdom. Feel free to ask it any questions you might have. I'm not certain what language it might speak, but salmon of wisdom tend to be quite insightful. And with that, the fish are going to surge closer. Can I get, as they come up, can I get everybody to make me a wisdom save?
Oh no.
3 of these large fish, which you'll see with your survival roll, look to be like kind of like trout.
Now that it's
I'm gonna
been-
use
they've
my
been- had our-
inspiration from the game.
Yeah, everybody
Oh,
don't
yeah,
forget I
that's
give
a
you a
good
point of
idea.
inspiration.
I'm
I
gonna
rolled
do
a
that
nine.
too.
We've had our attention drawn to them. Are we? Can I insight
rolled a nat
or do
20.
another survival or just
You can give me a survival or an
perception?
insight roll. Nat 20 for Mystredo. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Or-
Use my inspiration.
Why
so it's
don't
18.
sound so sad about
Yay.
it, Kelle?
So,
Well, I wish I could have used it for something better, but this thing might be good. Yeah.
They may make
So
us
I-
bleep to our death. I feel like that's a good nat 20 there.
Oh, okay.
Nat
Yeah,
20.
that's fair. Yeah, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All
On
right, so
insight-
I'm gonna spend my determination to turn my pitiful 13 to a 16.
okay. 16.
Okay.
All right. I've got 20 for Mystredo. I have a 15 for Tyria and a 15 for Gwylan.
Mhm.
Forn, what'd you get?
Use my inspiration to get an 18.
An 18. Okay, so rolling your inspiration, you'll get an 18. As they come close to you for just a moment, you're going to start to feel this strange sensation climbing up the back of your mind before you quash it. Yes, Gwylan.
So that insight I did, when
Yes.
because they drew our attention to it, ended up being if I use insight, it's a 22.
Looking down, it's like the salmon are losing the will to continue swimming. Like they're not, like they look, it's hard to tell with fish. They look confused. They look like they are if nothing else, salmon are driven, right? They have a purpose. And now they're kind of losing that purpose and are starting to kind of meander. A couple of them start swimming back the other direction, like they've changed their mind. There's something about this that looks like it's causing almost like depression. And as they swim under you, all of you are going to feel this brief thought go through your head. Deianera, before you squash it all down, all of you succeeded. But Deianera, you'll hear for a moment. Should have just stayed on the island. The whole place will burn down without me. I could have proved myself there instead of going on this stupid quest. Why am I here? Gwylan. I should have just taken the ship and gone. Why do I trust people? They always just end up screwing me over in the end. Why am I here? Tyria thinks for a moment. I really shouldn't have left Dad alone.
Got
I
all
hope
this
he's
water. It's the
There's
worst.
so much. It's water everywhere. Mystredo, you will hear, I'm not cut out for this. I'm just a priestess. I should be. I can do some good, not out here adventuring. Like, I'm just gonna mess this up. I'm not cut out for this. And Forn, a thought in the back of your mind. I should have just stayed dead. I'm not contributing anything. And then each of you, one by one, will feel that strange internal voice that is yours. It's your internal monologue, but you will squash it down and will be fine. And the fish will swim further ahead of you, leaving you. Oh, those fish!
Yes.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I couldn't see them from the pole. Those are doubt trout.
Wonder why they call it that.
Please don't commit suicide. No committals here. Are you all right?
Yes, are you?
Moo.
Nah.
That was the first time I'd seen my doubts and dreams crushed by in the eyes of fish. I would have at least 2 coppers, which isn't a lot, but still. Weird it's
You've
happened
had that
twice.
before?
Hmm.
Huh. Weird.
Above you.
So other than thoughts of death and wanting to kill ourselves, do they do anything else harmful?
Not particularly, although they are fairly depressing meals. Sometimes they are great if you are listening to particularly sad poetry or songs, though.
Gwylan's gonna eat more of the apple that is alcohol, because that's a great way to drown out your doubt.
It is true. It is true. You're going to feel invigorated. And in fact, if you encounter them again, you will have advantage on that save.
I was gonna say depending on the alcohol, it can be worse.
This is like these apples are like these are lush apples. So they are like Christmas booze. They're merriment making booze. Unless you grab a bad one, in which case, yeah, you're right. So it is a D10 roll every time you eat one.
Ache.
The Forn's gonna eat it, so I have a question. What does that mean for someone that has resistance to poisoning?
That means that you do not get drunk as easy. Welcome, Captain Undead America.
So he'll eat all of it and just seem more depressed, going, I hate this body.
You get a little buzz off of it, but
Not as much as he wants.
up ahead of you, you see that a pair of butterflies, tremendously sized ones, suddenly come into view among the pink clouds. They fly toward you, and it's that point where you realize that they have riders. One of them is a frog with a large it's like steel helmet. The visor up above his frog face. He's dressed in well-fitting plate mail that glitters like mithril. The other that is there is kind of a purple-skinned man, a purple-skinned creature. It's definitely hard to tell exactly both gender and makeup. It has a pair of wide-set eyes atop a snout that is very, very smushed up into its face, dressed in a number of flowing robes. They approach you, the frog taking the lead. Hello there! Hark! Are you travelers
Hello.
making your way to the party?
Yes.
Well, I'm a knight of the court, and I'm here to inform you that the way ahead is, the river has been dammed. Perhaps in more ways than one.
Is there anything we... Can you give us a lift?
Unfortunately, Bessie can only handle my weight, but I'd advise you to take the rainbow exit before the party. Or perhaps the one two before. It will take you a bit longer, but it is a slightly safer traversal. Thank you very much, Sir Kermit. Of course, of course. My companion and I must continue prowling the skies for any type of ne'er-do-wells. But it is a pleasure to meet you all. I hope to see you at the party.
We are the guests of honor, so yeah, I think you will see us.
Yes, I look forward to it. Well, best of luck to you, and have a good time! Yay! And we'll fly off.
Woo!
All right. Oh, that was excellent. Okay, good. We can absolutely. Would you like to get there faster or take the longer route?
I personally prefer faster, but safer
Excellent.
seems fine too.
I was going to say,
If you're traveling with me, you're perfectly safe. It's
boy, did you say that? But I'm going to need a little more convincing for that one.
we will just have to be traveling through one of the darker areas of the Fey Wild. If you stay close
What's
to
the
me, it
definition
should
of
only be a
dark?
few moments. I'm sorry?
What's your definition of dark? Dark in vision or dark in some other context?
More depressing than the suicide fish.
Yes. Not depressing, but darker. It is the domain of hags and other creatures of the darker side of the Fey Wild, but it's a quick detour just through the edge of it. It should be no problem at all.
That doesn't seem like a problem to me. Let's go.
Excellent. All right, so that would
Affirmative
be
cow nod. How long
this-
have we been on this river ride?
probably about 15 minutes.
Okay, so I'm still a cow then.
Yeah, you can change
still
back at
go.
will.
The feel should go for the full hour. May as well.
Okay. So, he pulls off, and you will take one of the rainbow exits there that descends down into the tree line. And there you will find a mist that rises around you. This is not as colorful or as scintillating or as prismatic as the rest of the area above you. Here you will see exactly what he said dark would be. The ground is a mixture between muddy forest with gnarled trees reaching up into mist that blots the sky out, like broken, bent, bony fingers. It's that mixed with swampland around the edges. Bogs of bubbling mud. Gases belched up from sludge and slime. Trees with faces seemingly carved into the sides that leer down at you. Immense mosquitoes the size of chicken eggs fly through the air. And as you come to a stop there next to a dock made of groaning planks, and by groaning planks I mean each one of them has a knotted face that makes an as you step onto it. It's just a quick detour. If we get separated, follow the northern road.
How long do you think this will take?
10 minutes?
Perfect. You may feel a slight sense of being stalked, and I'm gonna cast Hunter's Mark on him.
Oh. Well, that's pleasant.
If we get lost, I won't be able to lose you.
There, I understand. Please don't shoot the messenger.
I won't, but this is a way to track you. Like,
Of course. Please follow me.
I will. Don't worry.
And he will traipse ahead. As you're making your way through the undergrowth, he pushes out between a pair of groaning moss-covered trees, and you can see as you get close that the moss is moving. On closer inspection, it's not moss, but tiny swarms of ants dressed in moss-colored ghillie suits, swarming like phalanxes up the side of the tree. Above, you can hear a small cry of rage as another patch of moss rushes down and collides. Small antenna, legs and body parts fly everywhere.
I suggest we try and be very quiet. Yeah?
Move.
Okay. Gwylan's gonna try and be stealthy.
All right, give me a stealth roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna be stealthy. I can't cast Pass Without Trace, unfortunately, because I'm concentrating on Hunter's Mark, but...
That's what I thought you were
You know
gonna
what?
do.
Amusingly, I don't have disadvantage on stealth now for the first time ever.
Have you ever seen a
So I'm
cow
still
not
on
sneak up on
Tyria.
someone? Cows are quiet, man.
Cows are deeply stealthy, it seems.
There's a cow in this room right now.
21.
21?
Gotta reverse engineer a stealth roll. Do. It's dexterity, right? Yes.
Okay. You make
I
your
have
way.
a 14. Let's
14?
go. This might be the
Okay.
stealthiest Tyria has ever been.
I'm looking for 12. So did everybody pass a 12?
So how do you want me to do that since I'm still writing Tyria, I think?
You can make me the roll just to kind of clutch to Tyria.
Okay.
I love that we're riding a leaf, and you're just like, I'm staying on the cow.
It's comfy.
Well, you left the leaf behind you, so
That's
so
a
it makes
19 for 4.
19? Okay, did anyone fail?
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay. You continue forward, stealthily moving, and you can see that your satyr companion gets the hint and starts moving incredibly stealthily as well. Patros moves in front of you, keeping an eye out for anything. Above you, you can see those swarms of mosquitoes. They swarm down on a large bullfrog and begin to start. This bullfrog, when I say large bullfrog, I mean a bullfrog the size of a small boulder. A bullfrog the size of a pair of headstones piled next to each other. And as they bite down into the numerous warts on this bullfrog's back, each of these pustules will erupt like the sound of popcorn, just pop, 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 and bright yellow acid will splash out of them, dissolving the mosquitoes. The bullfrog will lash its tongue out, swooping them all up in a single gulp, and go back to just idly watching the area around them. And as you're moving forward, the moaning of the trees around you, you are going to hear something. It's Elven. Everyone who speaks Elven will hear screams of help. Help! Help! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! A man's voice. And the sound of footfalls. The rest of you will hear the sound of someone panting and running aggressively.
Towards us?
In front of you. And as you're looking ahead, you can see that the path you're on has a number of places for you to hide along it. In fact, There's even a hollow in an immense tree directly in front of you that the road stretches over. This crossroad bisects your current path, and you can hear the sound of someone rushing down it. Anybody who wants to make a perception roll may do so.
I would love to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have to do that with disadvantage.
You know, I'm gonna use my inspiration for this, just cause.
Oh, that's
Yeah, that's only a
Gosh.
7.
For rolling flat as a cow, Tyria's rolling great. 17, because I rolled a 17.
Dirty
Okay.
20.
I should use these dice forever.
Dirty 20. Okay. Deianera, you only have a 10?
Yep, I rolled a 3.
Okay.
And I had +7.
All right.
It's
Forn, I
rough,
see a
it's
7.
rough.
I got a
That's a
13
roll
and the
of
goat has a,
disadvantage.
gets a 10. Goat has a 10, I rolled a 13.
Okay. With 13, Mystredo, you are going to kind of like look up, and with your goat eyes, you are going to be able to see this scenario. You're going to see that there is an elven man. Looks to be wood elf. His skin is deeply burnished, to like a bronze tone. His hair is long, brown, and braided in numerous flowing braids. Wearing leather jerkin, he runs forward, panicked. You can see that the leather is quite worn and actually ripped through in a couple of places. There is an arrow dancing from where it juts out of his right shoulder. All right, the rest of you all rolled like 18 plus, right? So Tyria got an 18?
17.
17. You are going to notice all of that as well. You're going to notice that he's quite panicked. Looking at him with your eyesight, you're going to be able to determine that he is actually probably a half-elf. Looking at him, his ears aren't quite as long as that initial guess would say. You'd say that he is definitely into his adulthood. And you can see a bit of stubble along his cheeks, probably signifying that he is a half-elf. He appears to be quite panicked, and you can smell his stench. Gwylan, you got a nat 20?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right, as you were looking, you're going to see that he is panicked, running, bleeding, bloody, and you are going to hear behind him the sound of hoofbeats. 3 sets. Iron horseshoes smashing the mud of the trail. What do you all do?
Forn's gonna say, "Who is yelling for help?" As he kind of sits up on Tyria.
There. Wait, I didn't see that. Sorry. My bad.
That's fair.
We'll nudge forwards with a cow head in the general direction.
Yeah, Gwylan's got motion. Gwylan would like to duck into one of these side alcoves.
Yeah, you said there was like a massive
There is like a
tree
massive
stump kind of
hollow,
thing?
large enough for you all to crouch
Yeah.
beneath, that actually goes underneath that part of the road. You can
Because I
absolutely...
would sure love to grab the fleeing half-elf type individual and yank them off the road, if possible, once they
Okay.
pass. When
Yeah,
they're
I'm dragging
ranged.
him under the road with us. Yes.
Yeah, we'll lumber under the
Pointedly
roads.
trying to grab and cover the mouth if possible, just so that they don't keep screaming.
Okay. So
good
you
plan.
all can keep your stealth rolls. If you want to do that, can you please make me an athletics roll to do so?
I can do that, yeah. 1 sec.
Are you off my back at this point, Amy?
Oh, I figured as soon as we got off the
Okay, cool. I just wanted to
You
make
would've
sure.
been-
I was like, I didn't
Yeah,
know.
no,
if
definitely,
Then I'm using my
definitely.
athletics thing. Yeah.
and I think I might be using my determination to this if this is athletics.
Okay.
Possibly. If it's just so athletics is going to be 14, I think, total.
Okay. You going to spend your determination?
That is with the determination.
Okay, sounds good. Just wanted to make sure whether or not to mark it off. Okay, one moment. Okay. As he's running down the road, he's screaming, "Help me! Help me!" You are going to reach up, grab him by his ankle, and pull him. And he is going to tumble down against the side of Deianera and Tyria, because they are the largest forms there, and you are going to pull him underneath the hollow. He's going to look at you with wide eyes, and then seeing that you are human, he's going to go, Above you, you hear the sound of hoofbeats tearing through the road. Is anybody else doing anything else, or just hiding still?
Hiding with Tyria.
Stealth cow
Is-
noises, which are not notably noises.
Is Patros hiding with
Patros
us, or
is
he
hiding as
still-
well. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, hiding.
Perfect. Okay. The trail is going to be torn up by these hoof prints. And above you, the horses come to a stop. You can hear this horrible whinnying. And smell a touch of brimstone on the air. You will hear the sound of heavy feet hit the ground. And in Sylvan, you will hear a deep voice say, "He couldn't have gotten far. I can still smell him. My mark is still upon him." Okay, I'm going to spend that something good happens. An immense man, the size of Tyria at full Minotaur height, is going to crouch down, checking the tracks for a bit of spoor, a bit of sign of passage. Is going to lean over the hollow, serrated elven dagger drawn, glittering green. The metal shines like an emerald. Tattoos and brands intersect his brown flesh, glowing as he leans over. "Trail's gone cold. You, south. You, east. I'll continue to the west. If we don't find him, I'll make sure it's one of you that's cooked for Queen Mab's dinner." A moment later, he climbs aboard his horse, and you hear the sound of hoofbeats retreating. One of these creatures leaps over the hollow, hits the ground, and continues running. All of you are facing directly at it and are going to see that it is a black-furred centaur. Gray skin with tattoos dancing down its back. Spiked greaves along the side of it, and spiked gauntlets made of leather and fangs, with an immense, gorgeous bow carved of bone in its hand. It rushes off. It's not quite a centaur, though. Or if it is, it's definitely the Fey version of one. Not like Deianera, something far more ethereal. If the centaur could have drow, that type of difference, or Duragar, it rushes off, leaving you there What do you do?
Apprehensive moo. I think at this point, Tyria will drop the cow thing. So, Forn, you're going to fall, I think.
Good. So Forn's going to speak in Elvish, going, "Why were they hunting you?"
I don't know. I was just traveling. I was sailing out of Osaka. I was going on a merchant ship to visit my cousin when suddenly the waters turned purple.
Yeah, we noticed some of that.
And then I felt myself grow heavy. My eyes grew heavy like I'd never seen before, like I'd never felt before. And then I started to sag to the ground, and the next thing I knew, I was being pushed forward by those hands.
How many of us actually speak Elven? Okay.
I don't know what happened. I'm sorry, my name's Falconor. Are you... Is this... the Fey Wild?
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like it. Yep.
Why am I...
I couldn't tell you. I have no idea how you got here.
Yeah, we got here by a portal. I can't
Yeah,
make
we
sense of
very
how you ended up
specifically
here.
Intended to arrive here, so. Sorry, what was your name again?
Falconor.
Falconor?
Falconor.
Huh.
Can you translate for the rest of us?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I could
Is he a
speak
prince?
common.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Might be easier.
Falconor,
nothing to
my-
apologize for, little one. Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. Thanks to you. Thank you for saving me from them. I have no idea who they were. But thank you for saving me. And you'll hear a bit of movement behind you as Patros leans in. He shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have interfered.
Should we not have?
What do you mean, why?
That was the Wild Hunt. And they seem to be seeking this man's blood. And I think that's a good place for us to take a quick break. So, folks,
Sounds good to me.
don't go anywhere. And those of you who know our homebrew world, you'll know why this is particularly bad. Yay, Wild Hunt. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
We're all gonna die. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is the part of the program where we're going to talk to the chat. I am really happy about Fey Wild stuff because I don't run it terribly often, but I've got all of these great books that it's invisible. So I've been using a lot of
immediate
It's
green screen.
probably invisible.
Probably invisible. It's like Monsters of Feyland by Kwood Publishing, or it's Kwood. I never know. And they've
See, I
got
think of caw, like a bird, like a crow going caw.
but that's where you get things like the Doubt Trout.
Oh God, they
Those
look
are really
depressing.
cute.
That's so
They
good.
look
See, I thought it was the
depressing. Oh my
fish
God.
from the Netherdeep that the blog.
Whatever those things were called.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were, but I didn't know it was actually called.
I was wondering why people were talking about
Trout.
the Netherdeep in our private chat.
Yeah,
I
because
was
it was
like-
a
I
bear
immediately clocked it as the depression trout that we encountered in Shards of Nirn when
Yeah,
we
that's-
stint into
Those were the
Fey
Doubt
Wild.
Trout. Those were the Doubt Trout as well.
Yeah, there's a quote saying,
geez.
"Don't feed the depression fish or the depression trout."
Right? It's so good. I love the art in these books, and this is the centaur.
Damn.
Yeah, huntars.
Oh, Hunter!
And what else do I have in here that's worth it? Were-badgers. I've got were-rabbits.
Oh.
I've got
Badger.
this is basically the dude that you were looking at for a second.
Yikes.
The Master of the
Yikes.
Hunt. They're really good books. And they're from actually Kwood's. We're not sponsored by these guys. I've talked to them on Twitter a couple times. Actually, I asked them if they wanted. Damn it, they did really. We're gonna talk about sponsoring us for something, and then we sort of. They were like, "Oh, send me an
Ooh.
able," and I forgot.
Nice.
Oh no.
Because I'm that guy.
Time to resend that email.
Time to resend. But they're always putting out new stuff, and they're really cool books, and they have some of the funniest characters, and I really love their art. And when I want to use, so I've got like 3 different like non Wizards of the Coast sources I draw from. One is just a little bit of everything, like some of this. That's where I use like Grim Hollow and a couple of others. Like I have the ones where if I want something specific and gross, I have those. I have like Grim Hollow. I've got Fantastic Beasts and Where to Fight Them, which is great.
Nice.
But then Kwood is where I go when I want stuff that is about the right level that it says it is, but has weird tricks or very specific flavor. They're really good at giving their enemies bonus actions, which a lot of enemies don't have bonus actions in Wizards of the Coast, which means they're not quite as good at handling groups. Right? They're better for one-on-one in Wizards. I use Kobold Press stuff when I want to give you guys a fight, because Kobold Press does not challenge rating correctly. Their challenge ratings are like,
No.
oh, have you never been in one of my games with Kobold Press stuff?
I think I have it, but I've never used them as like as
They're
a DM.
brutal. They're
So-
brutal.
If you're fighting a CR5 Wizards of the Coast creature, Kobold Press CR5 is a Wizards of the Coast CR 8 or 9.
So it's like an actual challenge rating.
Yeah, so it is what is likely to roll your group. There is one. Hold on, I'm gonna give Robin PTSD. 1 sec.
No, don't bring out. Don't do
I'm
it.
bringing it out.
Don't
I'm
do it. Fuck off with that fucking
Okay.
worm.
All right, the Rhyme Worm.
No.
Oh hey.
I love that thing.
That
this thing-
killed
What was the
Ivy.
command?
That had the first death.
You were level 4.
5.
Were
There
you
he
level
is.
5? Okay, you were level 5. This is CR6. Do you want to know? Okay, first off, 105 hit points. Okay, that's pretty respectable. AC 15. Whatever. It can burrow through snow or ice. It can breathe air or water. Nice. Okay, that's good. It has an aura of cold, which I love things with auras, guys. I love things with auras so much. So it's 1d4. If 2 or more enemies, what is it? At the start of a turn, enemies within 5 feet take 1d4 cold damage plus 2, 1d4 cold, 1d4 necrotic for being within 5 feet of it. It has 2 tendril attacks, which are plus 8, average about 8 damage with grapple. Then Devour, If you're grappled, it can devour you and deal 2d12 plus 5 slashing damage. And
Jesus.
if you are grappled by it when it uses the devour attack, you take an additional 2d12 cold damage. And then Black Ice Spray is a 5/6 recharge that does 4d12 necrotic and blinds you.
I gotta say,
Also,
yikes.
and yeah, that's a CR6. I love it. I love it. But they're also so, and
Not
then there's
fan.
also the Rip Swine.
That looks
Whoa.
cool.
Yeah, it is a spot. It is a pig as large as an ox with tentacles and eyes. It's basically like what if a Shoggoth was a pig. And it has a bunch of weird stuff like sometimes its blood is acid, sometimes it's not. Like you roll to see what mutation it has.
Also,
So
it's called the Sorrowfish. I've been looking this whole time through the 5e tools.
Of course, it's the
and the
Sorrowfish.
Netherdeep stuff. It's the Sorrowfish, so that's what I thought you were talking about.
Of course.
Anyways, I'm happy to find that.
And I'm really excited because I just got a copy of something that I backed a while ago. Do you guys want to see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, join the
Obviously,
Patreon. This is
yes.
where all my money goes. And in case you guys thought I was kidding, Fearsome Foes and Where to Fight Them. It's very thin, but it's got some cool stuff. This is actually what some of the end game bosses from Arkos are going to be from, because they're written pretty well. But I just got this from Matt Coville, and it is Flea Mortals.
Oh,
Nice.
So I did back Flea Mortals. I'm gonna stop backing things soon because I tallied up how many how many Kickstarters I backed this year, and it's like I need to eat. This book is really cool because it gives all sorts of different rules, different styles and roles for creatures. So that you got like ambushers, artillery, brutes, companions, leaders, controllers, etc. It really breaks them down into roles. Kind of like how 4th edition did, because Matt Coville is a big fan of 4th edition. And there's a lot of stuff in 4th edition that really works from a setting and an enemy perspective. I don't think it really worked from like a playing perspective, but for stuff like encounters, great stuff. And it has a bunch of other things like this thing that he adds that I am definitely going to steal. So thank you, Matt Coville. I'm stealing villain actions. And villain actions are this thing that, so you know, like legendary actions, right? So if you don't understand, if you're not a player, or pardon me, if you're not a DM and you don't know legendary actions are things that a legendary monster can do on their turn. They usually have 3 legendary actions. They can only use one after someone else has done an action, and it's a retaliation. Usually they cost either 1, 2, or 3 of their actions to do them. They reset every round. Villain actions are not like that. Villain actions are actions that happen. Well, let me just do this. So there's this giant dragon here called Duri Zavanox, which is definitely an antidepressant, right? Have you
It's
taken
in
your
TikTok games. Is it a Pokemon? Is it an antidepressant? Is it a
Oh,
D&D
no.
monster? It's great. I love that.
So
game on TikTok.
villain actions? Antidepressant has 3 villain actions. He can take each action once during an encounter. So these are only usable, each action usable once per encounter. And I love that because it's your fight. It's a memorable moment where, for example, action 1, Raging Blizzard. He beats his wings and frigid winds hail around him. Each creature within 120 feet must make a DC 18 strength save. On a fail, they take 66 bludgeoning and is pushed 60 feet away and knocked prone.
Whoa.
This is a CR 20 fight, so that's pretty fair. And to be fair, if I used a DC 20 save in Shards of Nirn, 2/3 of the cast would pass easily. Somehow Fadia would pass and somehow Mali would fail. I don't know how that would work, but it
I was
just
gonna
would.
say I'm of the wizard. What was it? Strength? You said?
Yeah, it's a DC 18 strength save. I think you'd still pass somehow.
Nope. There is no plausible way. I have a -3 to strength, so there's no way I can pass.
So
No
action,
way.
Action 2, Royal Defense. Dude calls the faithful soul of a spectral guard to fight at his side and summons a giant to defend him. And the third one is, holy crap, Frost Cataclysm. Duri
That sounds fun.
Zavanox releases a pulse of frigid energy followed by a shockwave of force in a 120-foot radius centered on him. Each enemy must make a DC 18 con save, taking 10d8 cold damage on a failed save, or half as much. Immediately after, each enemy in that area must also make a DC 18 strength save, taking 10d8 force damage for the shockwave. Half as much on a success.
Fate is fucked.
So anywhere
like
from 80 to 160 damage in an instant action.
Yep, but he can only do it
That's
once
rough.
per encounter, and I love that. Like, there's some stuff I'm using this stuff for upcoming Shards of Nirn because
so
they're
you should look
should?
at the Legends of Avant. No, which one's the one that D&D Shorts did? That Kickstarter about the kaiju battles.
I backed that. Yeah,
The villain, how to fight that I think is even better than that. The like
Really?
having the villain actions. I see if I can find the video again on YouTube. He basically goes through like one of the kaiju things in their system that they implemented, and it is so smart and clever and epic for both sides. So
that would be
I
really
will
good
send
because
that
we've
video.
done kaiju style fights in Shards before. We did Shadow of the Colossus style fight at least, which was a lot of fun. We just kind of winged it because I'm not going to make an entirely new system for a single episode's fight.
Yeah, and
usually.
I don't think when he says kaiju, I don't think he means it like necessarily like super big monsters. Like some of them do have it, but it's basically just like, this is your boss fight. Here's how to make your boss fight really fucking like a story epic.
Yep, send that to me. Send me a PM, and I'll take a look at that because I did back it, so I might have a manuscript preview by now. Because you guys in Shards are going to be going up against a demigod soon. And I got to have some weird stuff. Like, I've been working on god actions and mantle actions and things like that, which I'm trying to balance to put in the eventual Ylos book that I've been working on. Because it's like, oh, your players want to become demigods or gods. What does that mean mechanically? Like, how is that fun? And it's basically giving you superpowers because I'm a huge comic book nerd. But yeah,
I sent it to you PM. It's a 14-minute video, and it's just like I was listening to it. I was just like, this is great. This is awesome.
Nice. Have I seen the Fool's Gold Bellowing Wilds module yet? No, I haven't. Send it to me. Send it to me so I don't forget. Does anybody else have anything they want to chat about real quick before we head back in? Okay, so we have another game that is broadcasting tonight. So today's game is not going to be super long. We've got about an hour left in us, folks. So hopefully you can come and enjoy us. But I definitely want you to come by next week and enjoy Extra Life. I can't stress enough how excited I am for these games. I am playing in 7 of them. So I am very excited.
That's something that actually really excited me about the schedule, is that you weren't like running 1,000 games and only running 1,000 games. I think that's going to be really fun.
I am running, so we were looking at my schedule for the next month, and if you include rebroadcasts, I have 3 days off before the end of November because of the world.
Oof.
No, knowing you, that is not bad.
It's pretty bad. In the new year, I'm going to try to limit myself to 3 to 4 nights of work a week, because what a lot of people don't know, and one of the reasons why I'm like, hey, join the Patreon, is for one, we have more content on Patreon than pretty much any other tabletop game group has on Patreon. And the other is that a lot of people who do actual plays don't edit their videos. And I do. I edit the crap out of them, especially for podcast. Which I could probably edit more, but I use music, and it's really chunky if you delete silences too much, because every time I cut something out of a video, like if a player takes more than 30 seconds to make a decision, I cut it down, and then I have to mix the music again, and then it takes a while. But it's a full-time gig. It's a lot, especially when you run as stupidly many games as me. But yeah, this year for Extra Life, I'm not running any games. I was going to, and then I had enough people who wanted to run, and then we get Jen's ridiculous game on Sunday, and I was like, I could run one game, or I could not. And this is the 5th anniversary, and I gotta say, I've said this privately to a few people, but I'll say it here for you who are watching. It is really heartening because when we started the channel, it's been 5 years now that we started it up as like a little side thing, like something that we did like once or twice a week, and it didn't become my job until we were in the throes of the pandemic, and we were about like 9 months into the pandemic when we did Rime of the Frost Maiden, and I kind of doubled down right before Rime and was like, you know, I got nothing else going on right now. Nobody's hiring. I'm basically just, you know, between contracts and just kind of like, this is all I'm doing, and occasional Let's Plays of The Last of Us. Maybe I'll actually try to make something of this. And you guys have been incredibly supportive, by the way. Like, players, you guys have been amazing coming with me on this journey, and I really can't tell you how much I appreciate it. But it feels really cool that we're going into Extra Life, our 5th year of it, and I am too busy to run a game for Extra Life because I have a sponsored game from one of my favorite publishers I have to run the night before. That is a sponsored game. Like, it's like I try to be incredibly transparent about where we get money from. It is a sponsored game from Onyx Path. They were generous enough to sponsor us for that. I'm very excited about that. And I will tell you my honest opinions of the game. It looks pretty cool so far. We'll tell you how it is after we run it. I'm super excited though. And that just the idea that's like sliding into the 5-year plan. Like, I feel like Indiana Jones grabbing his hat as the door shuts on that, like,
No.
yes, writing novels.
We're looking at the chibi spreadsheet. I just added Luella to it.
Yeah, Onyx Path is
trying
good
to decide if I need to add Mool to it,
Yes.
but I wasn't sure what I would have
Also,
them doing.
Arl go chair. I don't know how to pronounce your name.
Argle cheer.
I'm running the closing game, so if donations happen, Grady can make an appearance. Who knows what happens on the blood vote?
If enough people join the Patreon, I will guarantee the Gritty will appear. I will.
Yes.
If we can get
that's Kelle, that is exactly what I'm doing.
the blood
I totally figured
vote.
that. Yep.
So
I need to find a captain hat.
Okay, then that makes it easy for me to decide which mystery to run.
Nice. We're gonna be hopping back in just one sec. Argle Cheer also knows about Vistra. I don't think I've seen you much in the chat. Good to have you. But, like, you know Vistra. Oh, wait, are you that person that you just created an account the other day from the looks of it. So you're one of our YouTube people, aren't you? Yes. Yes. Are you the one that just said that you just
caller, first time listener?
Well, we had somebody
right.
comment that they just started watching Rime and they think they joined the Discord recently. So that might be you. If so, welcome.
Ooh.
Welcome.
Vistra. Should I get an updated chibi of Vistra and Keiko and Sassy? Should I just do that and get everyone in the same style?
You can if you want to.
Good.
You want to.
So the last thing that because this is a less watched game, because our homebrew is less watched than our modules, that's the way it is. I'm just going to quickly let you know some of the games that are being run for Extra Life. So we're starting off with an episode of 7th Sea, which is a swashbuckling adventure RPG. That is going to be followed by Oops All Rogues, which has no rogues in it at all.
Not at all. Everyone's definitely a wizard.
Definitely a wizard. Then after that, there is a Dungeons and Dragons Legends game of basically, it's called the D Team, and it's a Dwarven A Team game that I'm very excited about. Then after that, we've got an episode of Unconquered Heroes. What is it? It's I can't remember off the top of my head.
Those
what it's
Unknown
called.
Armies.
Unknown Armies. Thank you. Unknown Armies is fall. I should just pull up my calendar. It's all right there. Then I could just, because I don't want to mix them up. because it's next weekend, and I don't even have to scroll anymore. It's right there. Unknown Armies, and then a heist-based game that Jen's running to round us out the evening. The next day, we're starting with
Can't
Trinity
wait.
Assassins. Then there's Brindlewood Bay. The Most Extreme Dwarven Dating Challenge follows that. Monster of the Month, which is a supernatural office game. Dungeons and Dragons Into the Mushroom Kingdom follows that. Then we wake up early morning on Sunday with Alien. I have no idea which Alien it is. Followed by Christian Horse Girl Camp, which I have no idea what that's going to be about either. Then we have Orpheus and the Blood Boat.
I'm so excited for Christian Horse Girl Camp. After
Christian
that
Horse Girl Camp is the reason
realization.
I'm not running a game this time, because that was the option. I'm like, I'm out.
The
I'm out.
fact that we realized that was like, we probably all went to the same fucking horse camp too. It was great.
Horse Girl's
was
gone.
beautiful.
Nay! All right, so Girls Gone Fey Wild. You ready to hop back into game?
Nay.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
By the way, you can buy that
I had
T-shirt
to.
on our TeePublic. I love
Mhm.
that. I love that shirt. It's so dumb, guys. Girls Gone
Girls
Fey
Gone
Wild.
Wild.
Girls Gone Nay Wild is, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. There you go. You've coalesced it. You've coalesced
Yep,
it.
Deianera. That's to just like in the. Just need to have like hoof prints on there and like a tail. Girls Gone Nay Wild. That's the name of the.
You could have
That's
two
how
hoof
it-
prints that are kind of in the boob place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm glad we're on the
Because
same page.
having the horseshoe cupping like this is for good luck. You don't want it like that. That's letting all the luck out. So definitely supporting, is giving
But
good
what
luck.
if someone's boobs are haunted? Can we get the inverted ones?
Well, then you can get the inverted ones if your boobs are haunted.
Okay, good to know. Good to know.
Just picture a plastic surgeon walking into a room, reaching into a drawer, pulling out a silenced revolver, and going, "Boobs are haunted." Goes back in the next room, and you hear "piff, piff."
I just tuned out, stopped paying attention for 2 seconds, and tuned in at the weirdest moment.
Welcome back to the boob tube, everybody.
Yes, that's
All
what
right,
it
that's where
is.
we are now. Okay.
That's where we're in the boob tube. All right, folks, let's head back in to Dreams of Arkos here on Dork Tales. Hello, and welcome back to Dreams of Arkos. When last we were with our characters, you had just saved a half-elf named Falconor, a half-wood elf, from the Wild Hunt. I would like everyone here to do me a favor and make me a history roll to know what tales of the Wild Hunt you would have. If you don't want to make that, you could also make me an insight roll based on Falconor's story.
I'm happy to do a history roll with a total of 5.
I rolled both just for funsies in case my dice have fully decided to start betraying me, and they have. I have
I
have a
If
4.
I
and a
roll
6.
insight,
I'm gonna go
do I not get
insight.
advantage? If I roll history, do I get advantage? Is the question.
Because this is Feywild based specifically, I'll give you advantage on your history roll.
Cap. +1 or +7?
I get 21 with my mod.
Okay. 21 with your mod. Which one did you roll, Kel?
Insight.
Insight?
I got a +4.
All right. So, who rolled insight? Was it just Kel? Okay. Mystredo, as he is telling his story, he's describing symptoms that are pretty obvious to everyone here who's not an elf or a half-elf.
Uh-huh.
When the sea overtook him, he fell asleep.
Oh.
And elves
Yeah.
don't sleep. Half-elves don't sleep.
Huh.
Perhaps people with a bit of half-elven ancestry sleep, but this man has very large, tapered ears. All right, history roll. Who has... What'd you get on your rolls there? So I'm looking at the chat. I'm seeing that we have a 4 for Tyria. We have a total of 12 for Deianera.
And I got a 5.
Got a 5.
We're real big brainers here today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I died.
So
What's your all
proud.
excuses?
I'm using the candy corn dice, and they are betraying me. Is
Okay.
my excuse.
The candy corn is evil.
I know.
So with a 12, you will know that the Wild Hunt is a vicious a vicious group of hunters from the Fey Wild that are peerless hunters. They track down their prey. They serve. They serve the lords of the Fey Wild. At the very least, you know that, and they're very dangerous. They have a particular dislike of people from the prime material plane. So you'll know that. So you'll know that this is dangerous, and that whatever this guy did, maybe he was an intruder into the Feywild, and they're hunting him down because of that. Or maybe they're just on a sport hunt.
Mm. So,
Out of character, it's interesting that he fell asleep and woke up here.
yeah, that's very interesting.
But in character, blurble, blurble, blurble.
So you went to sleep, you woke up here, and now they're hunting you. Did you say anything, do anything? Like,
I fell
What did you-
asleep. I don't fall asleep. I'm a half elf. I what do you mean fell asleep?
closed their. Did you have a period where you were not awake, dreaming? Did any weird dreams come to your minds? Maybe you're dreaming right now. Maybe you're not for real. Deianera's gonna go and try and like pat him.
Be solid.
Am I solid to you right now? Do you feel
Yes.
me?
Yes, I
you're
can feel
probably not
you
dreaming.
touching me. Your hand's very warm.
No loss of consciousness or anything like that?
I-
Even if
perhaps.
it's not sleep? You like
Like
Okay.
trance,
Time
like
that
in
you're-
trance, but like
Some
super
time that you were
trance.
missing?
Well, I don't know. I opened my eyes and I was in the Feywild.
And you don't remember how you got here?
I just remember hands grabbing me.
Could
Is
you
that
have been
what
drugged?
sleep is?
No.
No, generally not. Generally
No.
not. Unless you're having a
Hmm.
really, really bad time and having some night terrors.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Possibly drugged. Possibly gave you something to make you lose
I mean,
consciousness, transport you here.
I mean, it was the
Well,
wine.
everyone lost consciousness.
It's the cursed
Mhm.
wine. But why you were transported to the Feywild and not just put in a sleep like everyone else is?
Interesting.
What were you doing? Like you said, you were with someone before. What were you
I was-
doing?
I was heading down south to Arkos to be a merchant trader. I'm a spice merchant out of Arsica.
Hmm.
I couldn't have slept though. I've trained myself. I only trance. My father taught me.
Yes.
Well,
Who was your
do you want to come to
father?
a party?
Yeah, sure. I don't know if I
Might
quite.
as well.
I don't know if I can quite sanction this. Patros says, looking at him.
Why, Petros?
Okay. Yeah, what's the wild hunt? You mentioned that.
The Wild Hunt are servants of the Unseelie Court. They hunt down trespassers, intruders, traitors to the fallen one.
Who's the fallen one?
If you would like to, you can make me a religion roll.
Sure.
Can anyone who is
We'll
trained in
try.
religion can make this roll.
Can
Alrighty.
I
I am not.
roll religion even though I'm not trained?
Sure,
yeah,
you know
I'm not
what? I'll
trained.
allow it. I'll allow
Just 'cause I'm
everybody to roll.
Fey.
I'll,
On this
rely-
one happened to get a 19 on this.
Oh,
somehow.
Yes. Yeah, I've
Sick.
got me a 19 too. So
Oh, wow.
what do I?
Deianera's dumb today.
That's okay. That's okay.
what
Yeah,
about
same.
my-
Rolled a 5.
So
Let's
that makes
go.
it a
Let's go.
22.
Better
I
than
rolled
a
a
4.
42.
That's a
Into-
9 for me.
Okay,
Guys,
so
guys, team
Gwylan.
smart. They're here.
Gwylan and Mystredo, you are both going to, as he speaks in a hushed voice, you are going to get the sense, you're immediately going to know that he is talking about Trazelta, the fallen god of the elves and fae.
I think Gwylan's just gonna be like, huh, that's interesting.
What?
Why are people still doing things for a dead god? What?
What?
Because the contracts were made. The agreement from his loyal servants last in perpetuity to hunt down all betrayers should they stray into the realm again.
That hardly seems fair if it's been so long that they don't even know they were betrayers. Especially for a half-elf, they would have been, I don't know, possibly several generations removed.
So Patros,
Yes.
Weird.
you believe in preserving life, right? It's good. People
Generally,
staying
yes.
alive and helping people stay alive is generally a good idea, right?
Staying alive is good. Yes.
Yes, staying alive.
Staying
If we
alive.
leave him here, he will die from the wild hunt. If he comes with us, we can try and protect him.
Make me a persuasion roll, please.
Persuasion, you say? Oh, my dice are being so nice to me, and I add
You got this.
nothing.
You got this.
You got this. It's fine.
Yeah.
Has anyone
Or you
bought
don't.
me determination back?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. I'll probably need to use this if it's a 13. You know what? I'm gonna put a determination on it. Make it a 16.
Fine, but we must hurry. I don't want us to be late for the party, and I gonna spend a drama bomb.
Oh.
Oh.
I know for a fact that if the Wild Hunt is following this gentleman, they will likely continue to do so. The only safe place for him is getting him away from the Fey Wild. He should be safe while he's at the party, but afterwards it would be quite dangerous.
Of course.
I could suggest some people that will be in attendance at the party that you could approach to perhaps ferry him out.
Sounds
Yeah.
promising to me.
Yeah, so you're kind of sounding a little ominous, but it sounds like a win right now.
I'm just trying to figure out whether or not telling you would be a violation of my courtly duties.
What if we go to the
what's-
party and you do that little nose point thing where you don't quite say something with your words, but instead you point with your nostrils?
I will say this. Although he finds himself in the gloom of night. No, bugger. Yes, perhaps. When you arrive, perhaps it would be good to take him to the entertainment.
Okay.
We have all manner of, before he dies, I suppose, it would be good to show him a good time. We have all manner of traveling entertainers who have come to visit from realms beyond.
keep that in mind. Thank you.
I'm sorry I can't do more than that.
That's fine. That's very helpful.
I don't want to die.
You're not going to die if you come with us. Would you like to join us and go to a party and then talk to some entertainers and then find your way out?
Sure. Sure, I
Or
will.
you can try your luck out there with
Wild Hunt.
No. I'll
assistance.
go with you. I'll go with you.
Okay. That's what I thought. What was it, Falconer, you said?
Yeah,
Do you know why they might be after you? Like, what sort of betrayal you might have done? And Gwylan's gonna start walking down the way that she assumes we're supposed to be going, kind of like semi-stealthily, but still like...
I just know the stories. My father said when I was born that I needed to learn the ways of trancing for my protection.
Right.
Because it doesn't come to half-elves as easily as it comes to elves. And otherwise, I mean...
What would happen if you fell asleep?
He told me that we had a sleeping sickness. That many of us who fall asleep don't wake up or die from it.
Can I try in history knowing what... Because when she grew up, Gwylan did a lot of trade, specifically with the Avalcinian elves to the south.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just be
you can
general
make me
history, or...
You can make a history or arcana roll.
Okay. Just flat, I'm guessing?
Just flat. Yep.
Ooh, that is gonna be for... I went with history, and that's gonna be a 18.
18? You've heard stories. Elves don't sleep. This is something that is very common to them, and half-elves don't either. Everyone just assumes that it is because of a quirk of biology or a quirk of their origins in the Fey Wild. But now that you think about it, you have heard one story. And it is that when the elves originally came to Ylos, they came as conquerors. They came as the martial arm of their masters in the Fey Wild. Which they swore off ties with when they decided not to return. But the Fey Wild is very, very closely tied to the realm of dreams. And when you stray into one, it is easy to be found by the other.
Right.
You get the sense that I think you can put the put the lines together here.
That at some point, because of the sleeping sickness curse, probably fell into sleep and got plucked up like by the Wild Hunt. That makes sense. Deeply unfortunate, but that does make sense.
How many
What
more
does that mean
elves?
for other elves?
Probably that the Wild Hunt has more prey to track down than ever before.
So we should hurry up then.
Yes.
Quite.
What remind me, what race was Inone? Was she human?
She was human.
Or seemed to be? Yeah, okay.
She seemed to be human, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so she's not like I was making sure if she was elf or something, like why she would have done this, but still figuring that one out.
You wander down the trail. The darkness creeping in around the edges of your perceptions. And as you progress forward, you find that the overcroppings of like weeping willows fill the path ahead of you, enough that these long, dangling branches have to be pushed out of the way, like the ends of cat o' nine tails. You push through them. They block your perception. Who is the first person headed forward?
Deianera will probably be, since she's pretty good in this terrain and the Fae. I would feel like she's probably first.
I think Gwylan's probably taking up a close second at this point.
All right.
Mystredo's in the middle.
Forn's in the back because he has 2 points of exhaustion and is laboring a bit.
Fair. Well,
Tyria will hang up with you in case you need to be dragged.
Oh, well, I could cast a little healing word on him. Maybe that would revive him a little bit.
you healing word wouldn't, but if he has exhaustion, lesser restoration would.
Oh, I don't think I have lesser restoration.
You don't have it.
Oh, I
You might
think
not
I
have it prepped.
I don't.
We wouldn't have regained that exhaustion from the riding and
No,
this
not
time?
yet.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you are stumbling ahead, moving forward, you push through the limbs of the branches ahead of you, and it opens to a large, overgrown glade. The trees around you are knotted with cancerous growths, some of which leak strange fluids that smell like rot and mold. Around you, you see the air is illuminated by the orange-black glow of big black flies with firefly bellies and spider-like arms. They mill around, floating and buzzing, and as they clear in front of you, erupting off of the last branch, you will see in the center of this clearing a child drawing on the ground with a stick. The child is dressed in a long white dress. Her hair is kind of like a muddy blonde and hangs down almost as low as the dress as she kind of squats down on her bare feet, drawing on the ground. Her ears are slightly pointed. Perhaps another half-elf.
Hello?
Hello. She stands and looks up.
Are you lost?
Yes. Are you friends?
Yes, absolutely, definitely friends.
Can I get an
Very
insight roll
friendly.
from you all?
I can attempt one.
Oh, there's a nat 20 right there.
She
Or
has
27.
no pupils.
Great. Love
Her
that.
eyes are just solid white.
Perfect.
I'm sure that's fine.
It's fine. She's
Okay,
fine.
so
She's
I see a
great.
14 for Bunny. I see a 7 for
I was
Traz.
excited about that 14. It was
You're gonna
more
notice
than
this
like
as
a
well.
5.
So, from that, would I know what kind of creature she is or what's happening with her?
She's some type of fey creature, something maybe a nat 20, either a hag or a changeling of some kind, some type of fey changing creature.
Okay.
But you will obviously know, rather than just a weird child with a weird effect on her, which all of you will be like, okay, something weird about this kid, you, Deianera, are going to realize something is immediately wrong with this kid. This kid is dangerous.
Yeah.
So silently, and I don't know if they can necessarily feel it. I did it for what's his nuts, Patros, but as a bonus action, I'd like to switch Hunter's Mark to her just in case, since it's been less than an hour. Yes, we're friends.
Good plan.
We're just going to go around you. It's
Why do you want to leave? Don't you want to stay? Let's play a game. You can
how
leave
about
if
we
you
play
win.
hide and seek?
What language is she speaking in?
She's speaking to you in common. I don't like hide and seek. I like riddles.
I mean, I like riddles.
Riddles are good.
Riddles are fun.
Why are we talking to the kid?
You always have to
the
talk to the
kids.
weird kids.
Why are you talking
a-
to the dead man?
You know what? That's a very good
I
question.
mean, he's a little pale, but that's kind of rude.
His heart
Also-
doesn't beat.
You're no child. If you'd like to show us your real form, you are not necessarily, unless this is your form that you like to be in. But I know you're no child. If you're going to
Okay.
treat us and play
Side-eyeing Forn as well at the moment, too. Just like,
I like this one. And she's going to smile, and as she does, there's going to be the sound of ripping paper as the sides of her cheeks rip up to her temples, creating a perfect
ooh.
crescent moon smile with
Love it,
teeth
love it, love
that
it.
go all the way up into her skull.
You've
Great.
got a little bit of a something, you know, right?
Fantastic.
No,
in your
beautiful
teeth
smile.
there?
Beautiful
Like you're-
smile.
I am
What
not
can we
alive,
tell
but
you?
I can breathe. I don't have a mouth, but I can speak. What am I?
Oh, shoot. I know this one. Kel knows this one. Can you repeat it?
Like your friend, I'm not alive, but I can breathe. I don't have a mouth, but I can speak. What am I?
How many guesses do we get?
One, but I'll give you 3 riddles. Best 2 of 3.
I know this one. I know this one. This is one of the basic bitch riddles. Fuck.
I know.
Oh. If I know it myself, can I say?
You can make me an intelligence roll to see if you know it.
Oh, okay.
What about wisdom?
Wisdom. Yeah, I'll do intelligence or wisdom. Either one of those will work.
Let's do some
I got
int roll in here.
18. I got
My dice are
18,
back
so
to
which
not being super kind.
Oh,
Which,
neither mine.
bonus am I gonna?
12, gang.
12 gang. Okay.
22.
22. Yeah, you can say it, Cal, if
Yeah.
you roll the 22.
River. A river. Oh god, I hope that's the right one.
Is it?
Breathe.
I mean, it babbles. Does it breathe?
Breathe.
So
Technically,
has a mouth but can't speak.
Oh, yeah, like a mouth of a river. Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but
okay.
breathing. Rivers breathe?
technically it speaks, but it doesn't breathe.
It babbles.
It babbles, but it doesn't breathe.
Mm-hmm.
It was an echo.
Mm.
But it doesn't have a mouth.
We're down 1 then. What happens if we
I don't get it. I
don't
thought
get
it was
best
gonna be something
2
like
out of
bread or
3?
something. When you like you
Yeah,
burp
I
in
was
yeast or
thinking,
something. So it's
like,
like that's
is it
gotta
the
breathe, but it's no
silence?
mouth.
One of you stay with
Fire.
me
I thought it
and
was a
play.
weird frog. Oh,
We got it right, though. You said technically we got it right.
Technically, you got half of it right.
You didn't say that part. You said technically.
I don't think we can out technical the Fey creature. Just gonna put that in there.
It's all we've got.
we can argue
Technically,
later.
If you're making a
What's the
deal,
next riddle?
you should be technical.
I am born at night. Yet the sun makes me bright. I can be hidden or shown in plain sight. What am I?
Oh, isn't that the moon?
Fine. You have one more.
Woo!
Was I right?
Yes. Yes.
I think so, yes.
You said, but we win at 2 out of 3, so we already won.
No,
Yes.
the first one doesn't count. Because you were wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. I can hold your tears, yet I'm not made of glass. I'm always overflowing, but I never seem to pass. What am I?
Can hold your tears, but
You hold your tears.
I'm always overflowing, but I never seem to pass.
Tyria is just repeatedly opening her mouth, physically biting her tongue, and then closing her mouth. She comes up with worse and worse answers.
Can I make another wisdom check?
Yes, you may. Anybody could also try to ask for, like, can try to persuade her to give you a little bit more.
I rolled an 8.
Definitely any clues or hints for this one that you might be willing to share, just to sort of point us in a closer
We did
direction?
get half right. We did get the first one half right, so
Make
I
me
think that's
persu-
worth a hint.
Okay, make me a
All right.
persuasion roll, Gwylan. I'll let you roll flat. You're going to roll disadvantage, but I'll let you roll flat because of Deianera, technically.
Technically.
What do we got?
So if we're doing it with rolling it flat for
Yeah.
persuasion,
Yeah.
then I have a 23.
Holy crap. Fine. I can hold your tears, yet I'm not made of glass. I am easily broken. I am overflowing, but never seem to pass. And I am given away by fools.
Oh, yep. 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 Yep.
Well, your answer.
Who's gonna say it?
I don't know, was it
Who wants to say it?
maybe your
You were the
heart?
Yeah, you were right.
I want to play.
I thought we were playing. Is this not
We did
playing?
play.
We did.
Fine, you can go.
We did. Now the game's over.
Okay.
Aw.
Thank you.
Thank you for the riddles. It was very enjoyable and interesting.
Yes.
Good game.
Sorry about arguing about the first one.
It's fine.
Thank you.
Have fun at your party. She goes back to drawing in the mud with a stick.
Is she allowed to come to the party?
I don't think so.
No,
Let's just go. Let's just go.
But
maybe she has a really
she'd be
nice
happy
singing
if she was
voice, you know?
invited.
I don't think we should invite people to a party that
No, we're already
on
bringing
someone else's behalf. So let's just go.
We're already
that's
bringing him,
fair.
so we're already
I
on
thought
the
we
plus one.
could have at least a couple of plus ones.
I don't think so.
If you want to bring the tiny terror child, go for it.
She might be happier if she came along.
She's not
Just
a
saying.
child. She's a changeling or a hag.
Well, they also
Yeah,
can
but
have fun.
aren't changelings and hags also children at one point?
Yeah,
Who knows? I don't know.
she just wants to have fun.
Dayanara's gonna start walking away.
Okay. All right. So the girl pays no attention to you anymore. She continues just drawing in the mud.
All right, she's probably fine there.
She does
Before
seem
she
happy.
leaves, I think Gwylan's gonna try and, if she's got a stick or even just like with the edge of her boot, is going to draw like a little flower and a smiley face like in the dirt.
Oh, yes, yes. that's
Not
very
like quite nearby, but just like kind of just like at the edge, and then we'll wander
Gwylan,
off.
as you do that,
Yeah.
she will look up at you, and you will look down and see that she has drawn an intricate, like, sidewalk chalk, intricate image of the 5 of you.
Oh, good.
nice. See,
Oh,
she's an
good.
amazing artist.
Inside of a large circle, you can see behind you in the mud art.
Mhm.
A looming shape. A silhouette that takes up the entire back half of the image,
Oh.
which all you can see on it is a crown. 8 cylinders rising from the brow.
Well, it could have been something with big teeth, but it's not. So,
Hmm.
you know.
I don't think she's gonna comment on it. She's just gonna like look at it and be like, noted mentally. Very weird,
Up for
very spooky,
interpretation.
and we'll just wander off, following after her ally.
Okay. You head forward, continuing on your path. You did very well there. I wouldn't have engaged personally, but the moment you talked to her, you had kind of locked yourself into a bit of a bargain there, unfortunately. Patros says. Sorry, I was
Are
trying.
you meant to just walk past and avoid eye contact? That feels
Generally
quite
so,
rude.
yes.
That's
It's
often
kind
how
of
I
rude if we
function.
would. Yeah.
Just
Oh, a
in
bit of a
general,
rude-
it's survival, not rudeness.
Hmm.
A bit of imposition never, a little bit of imposition never hurt anyone. But yeah, you've made it. The clearing is just about to happen, just above this trail. Please, come. And he will prance ahead of you.
Wonderful.
So we can't talk, touch, speaks. Look, why are we here? We can't do anything here.
Well, you're about to be able
We
to.
can do things at the
Careful.
party.
You have to just be careful. Know that the Fae will try and make a bargain with you. Every time you
Yeah, that
open
makes-
up.
Yeah, and we're going to a party full of them.
And if you
Yes,
think
I
about
know.
it,
Why do
honestly,
you think I'm not wanting to drink those apples?
plus, like, if you think
We
about
need
it, whenever
to
you go about
eat.
your day, you run into someone and start talking to them, you quickly bound yourself into this social contract of conversation. So, really, it's just like that, but a little bit more obscure, right? I figure.
Yes. Yeah.
Hurry! We're almost there.
Wonderful.
Stepping atop the hill. Suddenly, the clouds, the fog, the swamp fades behind you. Cotton candy pink clouds block your path, and as you step, they will tingle at your skin. And soon you press through them. And you can hear the sound of people and music in the distance. And slowly, the clouds part, revealing an immense glade with an immense, a tremendous palace in front of you, made of crystal and interweaving trees, made of pink and red wood. Dozens upon dozens of people, creatures and fae, mill around this immense forest clearing. It's more like a field, a dozen acres stretched out. You can see that there are market stalls along one side, along the other, bright tents. A stream flows through the center of it with swan-shaped gondolas floating in the water. An entire carnival off to the west. And as you head down the little path, you will see a large number of people enjoying themselves. And a big sign atop the carnival, if you're looking that direction, that says the Witchlight Carnival. Patros smiles and turns back to you. Welcome to the court of King Oberon and Queen Titania. Please enjoy your stay. And he will give you a bright grin.
Are those the entertainers we need to talk to for our friend here?
I would talk to them quickly if you'd like to speak with them. They shall only be here as long as the festivities before they move on to other realms. What you wish to speak to them about is your own business.
Right, duly noted.
Right.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's go. Let's do that. Or maybe a few of us go over there and the rest of us go forward. Yeah.
Thank you for escorting us all this way. She's going to give him a pat on the head again.
Of course. When the chime rings, head into the center building, the Great Hall. That is where the feast will be held. Until then, enjoy yourselves at the court. And don't make any deals you don't plan on honoring. And with that, I think let's call game there for the day and save this for next episode. A little bit shorter.
That sounds good. I'm excited for the.
Nice.
I want to go to the carnival too. We're doing like an extra entire game of carnival adventures
The
now.
Witchlight Carnival. Oh, my
Right,
heart.
right.
Tilt-a-whirl.
I specifically have it out. Who knows what you'll find here at the Witchlight Carnival, because it's the Dork Tales multiverse. Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
Dork
folks.
Tales
So
Extended Universe.
The DEU.
my mom bought the mug of that, by the way. I found it at her house.
Aw.
That's really cute.
Yeah, the Dork Tales Extended
That's-
Universe mug.
That's
So it's like-
adorable.
So that was pretty
That's
cute.
how you know you made it. Your mom buys your stuff.
My mom buys my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom's great. Speaking of which, big thank you to everybody who came out and enjoyed this game. Thank you all for enjoying this episode with us. It's slightly shorter, but we have an episode of Hunter tonight that's being rebroadcast if you need some more Dork Tales. Dreams of Arkos will be back in 2 weeks. It'll be next week is Extra Life, and then following that, Dreams of Arkos will be back. This is going to be a slightly longer campaign than I thought, so you got plenty of Arkos ahead of you. Don't worry about us rushing. We got plenty of time. A big thank you. You're at the carnival. We're gonna make a meal of this. Next episode is going to be wild.
Beyond the Witchlight.
Beyond the Witchlight. We'll see. Congratulations. Welcome to campaign 2 of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Yeah, we're just gonna run Wild Beyond the Witchlight again with this cast. That'll be
Oh my God, that'd be
Oh, no.
Incredible.
it'll be a good cast for
That'd
it.
be
It's true.
great.
Yes,
Um,
can't wait for the.
Hey, if you want to see a bunch more stuff that Dork Tales puts out, or if you want to support the channel directly, you can do so at Patreon. Patreon.com/DorkTales is where you can get a ton of additional games a month. Very soon, DorkPod episode 2 is going to be up. I know it's a little bit later than I hoped, but it's going to be up very soon. There's also a podcast that I'm having up, I think on Monday, it's coming up, of me and Kelle talking about serial killers. And then there is going to be a ton of additional stuff. You get between 2 and 6 games a month. It is redonk. So definitely go and check that out. If you're already on the Patreon, I'm going to start sorting things into categories because they just gave us that option last month, and I've been busy, but I'm going to get them in there so that you can start sorting by your favorite game. A big thank you to everybody who's on the Patreon right now, especially our High Counts of the Patreon and higher tiers. Let's go ahead and start with my mom, who bought that mug. And Professor Multiverse, thank you both for being divine producers. To Precarious, who ran last night's 10 candles, thanks for being a demonic patron. They still haven't seen it coming, Breck. I don't get it. To Tammy the Forever Cleric and the Ink Goblin, who are our all-powerful wizards of the Patreon, I can't thank you enough for being the magic in our life. And, of course, the High Council is Taryn, Buddy, Amberthist, Raven with Baubles, Karasha Urquhart, Chef Eladeth, Larouk, Sorcerer Sanguine, and Mike Baxter. It is wonderful to have you in my life. And everybody else, all the VIPs and all of the Dork Squad members, you're all amazing. To, of course, our level 10 heroes, you guys are rad too. And to Mike, our only level 20 hero. It's obviously Mike's Mike. Mike's great. And with that, we will see you in 2 weeks, or we'll see you tonight for Hunter. Good night, everybody. Or good day, everybody. Happy Sunday.